guys are killing me with that Wolfman article.
It
So we're going to
looks
be talking
so.
about the new. We're going to talk about the new Wolfman movie
Yeah,
here
it
on the Real
looks
Sharks
so.
podcast. I
Uh,
got a Quiet Things Day One review
okay.
due, and Secret Codes on Netflix. That's right. That's what we're going to be talking about here on the Real Sharks podcast. We're just waiting for our co-host Steve. So again, welcome to the show. It is of course your humble host Rob with of course Luke,
Yep.
his co-host. Oh man. All right, dude. So let's get started with some of the funniest. Let me just go ahead and kick off this music here that I have in the background. So let's go ahead and so first of all, I don't know if you saw this one last week. We're a little we're gonna this one happened last week, but there was a article going around August 30th, but there was this um all female fight club movie that was supposedly going around on the internet that everyone thought was real. And it was and it was basically it made its rounds. It said that Greta Gerwig was directing, Margaret Robbie was attached to it, and so was Charlie Theron. But what was interesting about the article, and here I'll share it with my co-host here in our chat, so he can get a good look at this too, because it's funny. So there's that. But yeah, this actually made its round here, and there was, I guess it's a little fake trailer somebody made, but I didn't even bother really to watch it because I'm sure it's just clips of a bunch of movies and stuff. But yeah, the tweet was deleted, but it came from a Twitter account called Discussing Film, the all-female reboot of Fight Club gets an okay. And here I'm actually going to share the article with you here, Luke. So is moving forward. What's interesting about this? I mean, what can you tell? What was the giveaway right off the bat, Luke? That this was fake,
First is Margot Robbie. Oh, yeah, that's not how you spell Margot Robbie's name.
but not just that. It says moving forward at Fox. Fox doesn't exist anymore.
That's true.
Disney owns Fox. So this is just a classic fake movie. It's kind of like my favorite one is when I saw the one with Tom Hanks and the MLK. Remember when I shared that one with you guys?
Oh, yeah, that one was wild.
That Tom Hanks would somehow be casted to play Martin Luther King. But overall, though, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people are also saying that this was kind of a quintessential way to be controversial and be something of a misogynistic to people around the world here, or to basically, you know, the general fan, which is interesting because I have kind of a double take on it because
Yeah.
well, let's just give the benefit of the doubt. They did make a movie like this, and let me just go ahead and stop sharing that. Let's go ahead and let's just for the sake of argument say they did think they were going to do a all female Fight Club. Um, the first thing is, and without even being any kind of misogynistic or sexist kind of person, I'm going to say straight off the bat, to think that you could replace Brad Pitt and Edward Norton in any kind of way is
Yeah.
pretty crazy to think you can get over that relative performance. Um, I don't know, man, because I mean, it would be really silly. I mean, it would be literally a cash grab. It seemed like it would be just a literal, almost like it would be like they say, like they would be like, oh, this is like it'd be like the Ghostbusters movie, which
Uh-huh.
again, we don't think anything is wrong with all female cast. It was just a terrible movie.
It was a bad movie. Well,
It was just a bad
it
movie.
would be double so with. Well, there's additional problems because I think because you could do a female because I would say a female Ghostbusters movie still works because you would just because what they did was just put put four comedians in a suit to fight ghosts. Like you could do
Right.
that. You could do that with any format. You could you it it's the world. Fight Club is different because even for an idiot, a Fight Club can recognize that like it's about modern masculinity. Or at the time, it was
Yeah.
about it was about the trappings of toxic masculinity in the modern society. So to do that with all females, an all women cast, you're fundamentally changing it in a different way. If all women get together and like get together to fight, it's basically another movie. I don't
Right.
think you can even really realistically do the same plot as you did with
No,
Fight
I
Club.
don't think you could
You know?
either.
I think at that point you're really just making an original film. You're just using the title Fight Club. Uh, so,
Do you
but yeah,
remember
it
when
really
Mad
is.
TV
It's
did that?
ultimately a moot point because they're not making the movie. So
Right.
I would say if they were to do something like an all female Fight Club, it would have to be its own movie. I feel you could do something that is in line with a Fight Club with all women, but it is its own movie. It's a whole different thing, top to bottom, basically.
I just feel like it'd be a cash grab. It'd be a cheap movie. That's what I feel like. I just feel like it'd be cheap.
I don't even know if you'd make its money back because you'd have to do too much work to make it work.
Right.
Um,
And try to convince people that like the
to
original
like
go
it,
see
yeah.
this one.
Because yeah, you have to start from scratch, really. I mean, if you basically do a remake of the thing from the beginning, it doesn't work. Um, you would have to find a way that like it would make sense in the context of, especially today, because even I don't think because Fight Club would be different now too.
Right. There's like
Uh,
terrorism in that shit
yeah,
and everything. There's all kinds of
and
stuff that is not allowed today.
yeah, also like the idea there's some fundamentals of it that would stay the same, but there is certainly more of an awareness because we see that now. We see online the way young men, who are aimless and insecure in themselves, get drawn in by these, alpha male types who like tell them that like, oh, it's time to be free thinkers. It's time to, to break away. It's time to be your own man again. And then all they do is just do everything they tell them to do. Um,
Do you
like
remember
adults.
that Mad TV skit they did, Fight Like a Girls Club, back in the day? That's what that made me think of
Fight
automatically.
Girls Club.
They did this bit on Mad TV a long time ago where it was Fight Like a Girls Club, and they were just basically like slapping at each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's grand. It's great. It's amazing. I'm not trying to be, of course, misogynistic. I'm just trying to say, watch it because it's pretty funny. It was kind of a moot point about there because, I mean, again, like you said, it'd have to be its own original thing. It couldn't take away from the original too much. I mean, it really couldn't, because then you would just be doing the same film just with girls.
Uh,
But okay, let's go ahead and move on here.
yeah.
So, Luke, did you know that Netflix has codes to discover hidden gems?
No, I did not
Yeah,
know
that's
that.
right. By your silence, I can tell you didn't.
Yeah.
So apparently, though, there is like some. You know what? I'm just gonna be honest here with everybody. So there was this article going around that says 200 secret Netflix codes to discover hidden movies, and basically all it is, it's not even a code. What it is people just they kind of don't understand this, and I kind of knew this from the get go about Netflix when it first came out to when it was ultimately on TV. There is more of a selection when you use it on a PC, on a computer. There just is. The library is extended. And essentially, what these codes are a way to get to the addresses on your TV. So, for example, Netflix, you use the code, www. I'll just read it out there for my
Yeah.
audience here. That's, HTTPS, everybody with the dashes, www.netflix.com-browser-genre dash code. And the codes are listed right here on this article, which you have codes such as action adventure or, which is 1365. So basically, that's going to take you to a category of action adventure films that are completely that are listed with the normal ones, but also going to show you other films in there as well. That's just the gist. I don't really think it's hidden gems. I just think it's a way to rework your television's web addresses, basically,
Yeah.
so you can see more things. So, I thought this was kind of a funny article. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, what? Would I can watch European films?
Uh-huh.
All kinds of stuff. But there's another way you can do that too. If you change the VPN on your computer, you can also do that too. But
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about this, Luke? I mean, pretty standard stuff here, or do you think this is actually pretty interesting?
I mean, I suspect for people who aren't too familiar with these addresses, it could help. So that seems good. But yeah, as it says, if you want to see like other countries' Netflixes, you just change it your VPN to the Netflix to the country in question. So it's I guess it's kind of a interesting way, especially because it's a lot more narrowed subgenres. So I would say probably a pretty good. I would say definitely worth checking out for that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I just, again, I thought it was kind of misleading, though.
Yeah.
It's just basically a way to find new addresses. I mean, you even have British movies on here. You use 10 757. You can watch some English films. Don't pay attention to my horrible accents, everybody. Don't even give me that look, Luke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Steve's on.
Hey,
Hey,
Steve.
everybody. It's Steve.
Yo.
All right. So, Steve, we were just talking and finishing up about the Netflix codes. Do you have any thoughts on the codes?
Oh gosh.
I said, I just basically told people it's a different way to just find the different web addresses that, are basically not on your television that are on a PC.
Right. Yeah. Didn't like Hulu want to implement that too a while back, but they saw like how it just wasn't gonna. It was a losing battle, and they were like, whatever.
I don't
They're
know.
doing fine. I don't know why Netflix is the one pushing that charge for the codes, man. It's very
I don't
weird.
know either. I don't know either.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and watch the new Minecraft trailer dropped, everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that to the group here, and we can go ahead and watch it together and have a trailer reaction here. Because let me know when you guys are ready here for everybody. You guys got it up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this today. Fuck
Okay,
me.
let's go ahead and start it. One,
Yeah, okay.
2, 3.
Okay.
So so it's interesting because I don't I don't really play Minecraft. My kids do.
I don't know too much
Yeah,
about Minecraft
same.
either. Yeah, I mean, like
I don't
I'm
know
aware of
anything.
like the types and whatever. I know you can. I don't like Jason Momoa's look.
No,
What is that supposed to? Is that in the game? I was just about to ask you guys that. Like, is that a
I
character?
I
no,
don't
well, you can
know.
design your character. Like I guess he's supposed to look blocky.
I
Um,
guess so.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It just
And then the
seems so
blocks
over the
look
top.
really weird. Yes.
And then you have, of course, Jack Black doing the narration here. He was just in. Oh, and Jack Black's in the movie too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm
Like right
sorry.
there, like that looked like a
His
YouTube
name is
video cut.
Steve. Did you guys hear that? Steve is
Yeah.
the enemy
Yeah,
here,
I'm the main
everybody.
yeah. Yeah. It's very and it's just Jack Black.
I mean, this already got some mixed reactions here, so let's go ahead and turn it off and return here. I mean, what are your guys' impressions of this?
Hmm.
Steve, go
A
ahead.
Minecraft. Yeah, same with you guys. I don't really know much about Minecraft and I
yeah, I
haven't
know
played
Steve.
it.
I do know Steve is something. Like Steve is
He's
supposed.
I think he's the guy, right? He's like the
Oh,
Minecraft character
he's a
that you
Minecraft character.
play.
Is
I
he?
just want to
Yeah.
say, like, I just want to like the look. Somebody said that when you look at Jack Black, like he just looks like he showed up. Like he just
Yeah,
looks.
right.
They didn't do
Right.
any. He just looks like he was there, and that's a wild, and it's wild. It looks like they did nothing. Like they didn't ask him to do hair. They didn't ask him to like comb his.
Shave.
And
Yeah,
he
like
looks
or even
really
just
high.
Anything.
like comb his beard. Like did
He
he
looks
did,
really
Yeah.
high too.
yeah.
He does. This is like Black unbridled. You know
It-
what what can work if they do a like never-ending story type of deal. Maybe
Really?
then I can see it kind of working. I'm not even kidding, Rob. Like that was the only way I was when you showed me this trail. I was like, that's the only way I could see this working. Is a
Well,
never-ending
I
story
mean,
Well, it
Minecraft.
looks like it from the look of it. It's like the people are from the real world and they get teleported in to the Minecraft world.
Y-
And that's not the worst idea.
Yeah, and
But
Steve's
like,
like, I'll get you back.
what gets me is that like it is a well documented fact that Jack Black is a video game fan. He likes video games, and when he was doing the Super Mario movie, he was doing the voice. There was so much like enthusiasm. There was so much passion. He did the song. He did the Peaches song. Everybody loved it.
Mm.
This looks like a paycheck. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I don't know if like depression hit right when he signed up the paperwork. I don't know if this is the one he didn't like, where they're like, Jack, do you want to do the Minecraft movie? And he's like, I don't really care. But it's like, well, you're the video game guy, so we'll give you $1 billion. So
yeah.
Yeah, he did look like he just showed up on the.
I think
on
it's
the
like
movie set.
It's crazy too that like only last year, maybe even the beginning, no, not the beginning of this year, but like only last year we were thinking, have video game movies made a turnaround? Have we bent with Mario?
I told you the Fallout effect, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
dude,
Fallout,
no,
we
though.
have we turned the corner on video games? Are we finally here where video games can be successful at adaptations? And then we
bro, Borderlands, bro.
Then we get Borderlands, and now we have this that looks like garbage. Like, let's not beat around the bush. The Minecraft movie looks like garbage. Yes, I'm an old person. Yes, I know nothing about this series. I'm looking at the comments right now on the Minecraft movie, and they are laying into this thing. It is just right now. This has 18 million views and 500,000 likes. That is a bad ratio. That is
yeah. That's not. Those are Minecraft players going, this is shit. Like, you can't deny that. This isn't people just hating video game movies to hate it. And that's the thing I don't understand too.
You can't make a bad video game movie anymore.
Why?
Can't.
Why are like this is not the first one. There's that. There's this. I believe there's the Sonic movie. There's going to be a Mario 2.
Those were okay.
And that's the thing. It's like, so people aren't here to hate video game movies, but there's so much of them. Like, the first Sonic movie came out in 2020. This is 4 years later. We're already getting a third installment there. We're getting a second Mario movie. We just had Borderlands that just was horrible. And then we had TV adaptation. Yeah, so they are really going so hard, like we said before. And it's just weird to me that, like Luke is saying, I don't know much about the Steve character. I just looked him up. And they couldn't even maybe make a blocky version of like him, and then he turns into a real person because he's emulating. Like, this looks like a very Super Mario Brothers like 93 story. We're transported into the whatever.
Before he got on stage, like
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's just Jack Black off of his last Tenacious D like
right. That's what
exactly. And he's like,
he looks like he was like walking between sets, and they pulled him off, and they're like, Jack, can you do just 5 minutes in front of the camera here real quick?
5 minutes of your time, Mr. Black. 5 minutes, please.
That's actually funny, Luke. Maybe they did that. He's on the set, and they're like, can I get a picture? And they put a camera in his face.
Or like they tried to, like, there's like, they told him it was a cameo, and then he just said that, and they're just going to edit that in there. It's free.
It's a cameo. Just a couple of lines. They hand him the script. Yeah, it's just a couple of lines.
The comments are laying into it. They're just there's zero enthusiasm from the fans here, and you'll need the fans because
who's gonna watch? What casual is going to go there and be like, oh yeah, I know Steve. Like, you can go and watch the Mario movie and Sonic, like, right? Yeah. But you can't go and have, like, none of us are going to go alone. You're either going to bring somebody that knows this.
I guess the advantage is that, like, unlike Borderlands, this will appeal to kids. So maybe they'll get, they'll probably get the kids. But this is not a good look
for the review.
It's not a good look. This is... And I mean, like, again, it means absolutely nothing to me because I don't care about Minecraft. So it's like, like, if it's a
Luke.
Yeah, I know.
You don't care about one of the greatest video games of all
video games of
What's wrong
all
with you?
time.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Terraria is better. There, I said it. Terraria is better. We put this on
Right.
the record. Terraria is better than Minecraft. That's
So we're getting that movie next, and then a
That's a fact.
Roblox movie will be
a
next.
Roblox movie.
Oh, you know that's
The
coming.
Roblox
You know
movie.
that's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
And it's smart though. I'm not gonna lie. If you're an evil empire, this is very smart because does Minecraft, do you guys know if it even has a story? I don't think it does, right? It's just a
No,
thing,
because it's
right?
like it's a.
I don't want to say that because I don't know.
They've branched off. They've done an adventure game of Minecraft.
Okay.
They've done like a Telltale game. That's a narrative.
Oh, and that's
too.
like a narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
there are like official, like obviously there are mods and stuff, and of course there are. This is, I don't know if you guys, because I watched this with my girlfriend's nephews. There are these videos where people like play characters,
Yes.
playing like they're characters and they're in Minecraft and they go about their day.
Narrate it.
They narrate it.
okay,
They, like
yes.
they're talking to each other and they kind of like play the characters as they're playing Minecraft, or they do little goofy voices and they're going about their tasks and all that. And so like those are big too, YouTube. And then they're just YouTubers that like just do whatever. But yeah, they basically do skits in Minecraft. But I think there's officially licensed stuff that does have like stories and whatnot. So yeah, I don't think it can be stated that Minecraft it is the biggest game of all time. Like it is the single, like I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is like is the second highest with like something like 30 million, and then like Minecraft just blows it out of the water.
right. It is like this generation's like it is like a Mario, and we talked about it.
Yeah,
so
it is
it's something that's
Mario.
interesting because you'd think that this would automatically be it's gonna sell, and it probably will. But they want it to be on that same level as a Mario, or like you said, Rob, like a Fallout. People liked Fallout. Like, dude, this is amazing. I didn't think they could do Fallout, and here they did it. It's like, but then you go ahead and do something crazy. They have to go insane with this movie in order for
the
it to
thing
work.
about the Mario movie, and which I like, I ate my hat on the Mario movie just because it's like I didn't think it was going to be any good because video game movies aren't good, but I at least conceded that when it was coming, But I at
It's
least
like,
it's a good movie, but yeah, like
Obviously,
when
Steve liked it.
but coming out, leading up to it, I was like, this movie's going to be bad because all video game movies are bad.
not Mario Brothers '93. That was good.
but in the lead up, I conceded that at least it looked good. I was like, the animation's real good. Like I'll give it that. And then of course it turned out to be pretty good. This does not look good. The animation's not good. The human people with the CGI doesn't look good. This okay. This looks like Spy Kids. I mean, it looks like,
oh jeez.
which is
yeah.
I guess I shouldn't knock it because like Spy Kids like fucking ruled. But yeah,
I know, right?
But Spy Kids is hell.
All right, let's move into another fun.
I guess to
fun
be
article.
derogatory, I guess it's more Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
So, I guess if 2010's Wolfman wasn't enough, Universal wanted to say, "You, Anthony Hopkins." So they decided to make another Wolfman movie, which automatically, and we're not lying, our audience. I mean, literally, I just seen this, and it's. So I'm just gonna. Came off comic book horror. So the Wolfman is one of the most iconic figures in the roster of Universal monsters, with the Invisible Man director Leigh Whannell delivering an all-new Wolfman in 2025. Fans are wondering how will the filmmaker revive or re-image the beast of contemporary audiences. So we have that question answered, and.
This is so bad.
It's
Dude,
one of the
it's like
This is.
I don't even know.
Did you
This
guys?
looks like
Did you play
Schmeagol
it when he's all
and
walking around and he's all like,
Yeah.
"Rawr,
And doing the
rawr."
arm.
He looks. It looks like fucking. I don't know.
It looks retarded.
It looks like a grandpa.
He
It looks like a
looks like
grandpa.
Schmeagol,
Yeah,
bro.
it's.
It looks.
He
Like
looks like
Schmeagol before
he looks like a
turned-
nad. He looks fucking old. Nad. That's what
He looks like a Nad.
He looks like if you were like, "Hey, Grandpa, can you do your best like scary old man costume?"
He's doing this like he's doing this thing with his hands, like is he supposed to? Is he supposed to be? I don't know. Like, what did they tell the actor to just be like? Oh, yeah, I guess you're like a wolf. So it looks absolutely ridiculous.
He's like, "I am not Wolfman. I am Man Wolf. There's a difference."
Dude, it looks like a Mac and Me mutated monster, dude. It's like if Mac and Me got
Mac and
older.
Me, yeah.
Are you guys seeing it? I can't unsee
Oh
it, dude.
man.
If you,
I
it's
just
just like if
can't.
you were to just show me, if you were to just show me this look, and you were to be like 5 guesses what this monster's supposed to be, I'd be like, I wouldn't get it. And then be 10 guesses, 15 guesses, 12. I don't even know. I would get like, oh, are they doing a gritty version of Rumpelstiltskin or something?
Oh my
It's
God.
what
I mean,
does any part of that look remotely like something like Wolfman? It's so bad.
I told you it's Man Wolf.
Ugh, Man Wolf, yeah, it's so.
That would be
I don't
the
know if is it
greatest
supposed
turn if they
like is it
went
supposed
that
to be
route.
like maybe it's supposed to be a transition look, like it's supposed to be mid or if it's like I don't know, like he over time like gets more and more wolf like. This is just like the first phase or something.
I hope
but-
so, because with movies like Dog Soldiers and those effects and Underworld and stuff, it's like you're coming here with this shit. It's like,
I mean, well, that's.
what do you expect people to think?
I know, right? I
mean, I
don't
guess
know
we should
much
also-
about this lady either way. Lay Wichell. This is a hell of a thing to put your name on this. You know, I don't. He apparently did the Assidious The Last Key, and he's part of that. He did Saw 1, you know, Upgrade. So this guy doing this film could be good, but what the hell, man? Like that was a conscious decision that needed to be right off. Someone looked at that and went like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. That's going to be
someone
the thing we're
literally
going to show
checked
to
that
people.
off. Warner Brothers literally the marketing and then the the creative development and the all those standards in development department. They were like, thumbs up.
Dude, they could have. Why didn't they just go and look at The Mummy starring Tom Cruise and be like, "Do you see this? We can't have this, no way, shape, or form." And
Yeah.
somebody's like, "I'm gonna top that, actually."
I don't.
They
Yeah, I
did.
just truly. I don't. I'm just baffled. I mean, it's supposed to release in January, so that's also not a great sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Poor January, not good. You know what? I'm turned it around. I'm flipping the coin, you guys. This is awesome now, actually.
It is awesome.
I love it, dude. I'm
I'm
gonna
also
go
just-
in with a makeshift Mac and Me T-shirt, going
Like,
like,
if
"Woo,
it's-
Mac and Me too."
Well, here's actually. I guess you bring up a good point there, Steve, because if we're not going to get a good Wolfman movie, we at least deserve a movie that's going to be trash. Like that's.
Right.
just-
Right,
Well,
dude.
if you look at the
Bring back the
article
trash.
picture, the front of it, I mean, he looks more like a wolf, but it's like, where's that?
Yeah,
Where's that? I
It's
hope
a
that is-
movie, Rob. I mean, come on.
It's more about the transition into.
I'm also. This is, yeah.
That's okay. See, yeah, if that's the case, Rob, then I'm like, hell yeah, dude. It just straight up, like, not even caring about anybody else. You don't get the full Wolfman transition to the whole film. It's just like
No.
the mid transition.
The transition
You never get it.
to like the very end, and he's like,
Yes, I love it.
"This is the story of a
Oh,
man
baffled.
transitioning into a wolf man."
Oh,
I bet.
hell yeah, dude.
So the footage we're seeing is that is them at Hollywood Horror Nights, like it's like a little booth they set up as an advertisement. I have to imagine that like everybody that was walking by must have thought that they got them confused. They're like, oh, is that like a Is he like is he like holding off for like the real Wolfman, or like because they like is he just there? Is he there that like to just kind of like for the daytime because they need to keep the booth busy, and like the real Wolfman's coming later? I would
like, is he the old man that was bit by Wolfman? And
like is it
Wolfman comes,
or is it like or somebody just thinks like, oh, is he like from another attraction? He's just over there.
Right, just work in the booth for a minute while Wolfman take a piss break.
He just decides to go over there because nobody's at the booth, and so they're like, okay, well, I guess the booth isn't ready yet, so he's just like taking up space. Like, when's the real Wolfman coming?
Right, dude. I really hope that this is I don't ever want to see another image. This better be the poster. I want a close up on this face. Yeah. This better be it. It could be tight if they just go like, yeah, this is it, man.
I think this is what Luke talked about before, how they keep making fucking King Arthur movies, and they're just getting to the point of where they're just like, you know what, we got, what do we got in the trailer? We got we can do Wolfman. All right, just throw some shit together.
Yeah,
put it out there. Call it a day.
Go to Spirit Halloween. Grab the nearest mask near the entrance and go with that.
It looks like a spirit mask.
Dude, that looks freaking ridiculous. I'm telling you, this might be good. This is my pick. I'm calling it right now. Movie of 2025. Starting it off huge. Wolfman is going to be it, folks.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move into a Real Sharks movie review. Right, and this is going to be A Quiet Place Day 1. That's right. Oh, you saw it, Steve?
Yeah.
Luke, did you see A Quiet Place Day 1 yet?
I did not yet, but I'll you gotta go.
Well, I'm sorry. So
go ahead. No, yeah, no.
So I just want to say we spoke about this before, and I was completely kind of utterly right. This, when we talked about this last time, I said that it was the first one was good. I really, really liked the first one, but the sequel, they kind of went and did the whole invasion angle, and then just kind of repeated the first movie again. Yeah. This one, and then I said,
and you have this one.
And then, well, what did I say about this one though, Steve? I said I'd be interesting to see if because everyone liked the invasion part of that movie so much, if they just kind of continued that off. I was wrong.
Yep. Because
they did do that, but then they repeated the same movie
again and worse.
And you had Michael Cernowski. Michael Cernowski wrote it. John Krasinski wrote it again. Brian Woods starred Lupita Nyong, Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff. But the real star, I should say stars, my audience, are these cats that play a cat named Frodo. And they are played by Schitzel and Nico. Okay, they are, and I'm just gonna tell you right now with the AI overview game, you look up these cats' names. It said the cat in A Quiet Place 2 Day 1 is named Frodo and is played by the two real cats. The cat plays a significant role in the movie, and some say the cat is the main star. I will concur. And you know what? If it was based off that criticism alone, I would say we would have the greatest cinema experience to ever have starring a cat. That was
really that was the Airbud for cats, huh?
Right. I did like that though. I did like the cat being like a quintessential part of the movie. I mean, come on, we always got I Am Legend. We always got the dog. It's time to give some cats. Time to give the cats, a role.
And the cat is front and center here.
And yeah, I thought it was great. And the cats, I think it's because cats can recognize predators so quick. So a lot of them are like, oh shit.
Yeah, and they're nimble. Yeah, which is it was pretty smart for that.
So of course you had the invasion angle, and here's where I started to really give this movie a thumbs down, because as I'm watching it, and I was watching it with my partner, I'm here sitting there thinking like, okay, I'm getting really. This is what I said. I'm getting really bored. I said if it doesn't show something that like stretches, and they were like, why? I was like, because this is nothing. I was like, this is the same movie. I said, they need to stretch the lore out. Tell me something that happened. What the hell is going on? What is the military doing? And then we got little cookie crumbs of like, oh yeah, the military was there, they got whooped, of course, and then they left, and then some people got on a boat, and that was the whole movie, and it was
And that
like,
was it. And
but
there wasn't anything.
more importantly, what it's about though too is the sacrifice for your loved ones, because just like John Krasinski did in the first one, he sacrificed them, just like the other dude did in the second one, just like, and spoilers, our audience.
Yeah,
spoilers for Luke, if you want to cover earmuffs now, if you want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chick sacrifices herself too.
Yeah. But again, more spoilers on top of that. Why it's so anticlimactic is she had cancer anyways.
Yeah, she had cancer.
So like it's cool. It's still noble, but it doesn't hit hard. You know what I mean? You're not feeling it at all. You don't feel anything in this film.
For?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
for the cat,
because of the cat, and then someone has to die. You know what I mean? Because you can't have everybody survive, and that's what it was. It was like that the whole film, dude. I was like, so we're sitting here. We're just gonna be watching these characters. They're gonna be surviving all of this. We already know the monsters exist. So why are you trying to milk the whole like, oh, the monsters? It's like, yeah, we know that already. It's called Day One, the film. So we know what's going on. Get to the shit, Don't like. They should have been like right out of the gate, Rob. Like, this is cool. This is what you're looking at. People are scrambling like they do. They have that scene, but again, it's just I was like you, dude. I was just watching it, going like, yeah, okay. Like, oh, I didn't really be like tense. I didn't really care. It just felt kind of like, yeah, it's another watered down version of the second one, which was a watered down version of the first one.
Just with an extended invasion angle.
Extended, and it didn't even feel that great. It just felt like
it didn't
whatever.
feel as cool as the other one. The other one was like cool. It's like, oh shit, baseball game and all this stuff. That one, it just felt like, again,
it just
shallow.
Felt like whatever.
We lose Luke. Oh,
yeah. I got disconnected.
Yeah, it just seemed shallow of a movie. Sorry, Luke, we didn't mean for you to, be so.
I know.
So afflicted. You're like, I can't listen to it anymore. We'll move on. But ultimately, though, I will give A Quiet Place Day One. It's reading at I think I'm reading it here. I think it was a 6 on. I was reading so far over. Generally, it's at a 6. I will give it that. If you 5 for you. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna agree with Steve. I'm gonna give it 5. It was of course, it's probably gonna be good enough to merit another sequel. There's probably gonna be another one.
Yeah, there is, dude. There has to be.
Again, because we gotta see how they die. We gotta see how the aliens
get
pushed out.
Whatever.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be called A Quiet Place. It's gonna be called Loud as Fuck.
I thought you were gonna say A Quieter Place, the quietest place.
Rise of the Quiet Place. Quiet Place Rising.
Oh man!
But they did show some interesting things. They showed the monsters too. Before I leave, we talk about this about the monsters eating goo and shit like that. That was interesting, but that was about all they really added to the lore. Ultimately, though, it was a big letdown. I also I got a chance to spy Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. And you know what's funny? Did you guys catch this one at all?
Yeah. Boo!
So 2024, director George Miller, writers George Miller, Nick Laurentis, stars Annie Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Burke. So, this one's going to be quick. That's why I'm fitting this review in here too. I'm not a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of the original Mad Max, but you guys, including a lot of other people, have convinced me the remake wasn't that bad. So I've come around, ladies and gentlemen, to where, yeah, I can watch this one. But, it's weird that I say I think of one of my co-hosts the entire movie. No, it's not weird, but I do sometimes when they make a really good point. And Steve, I thought of you this whole goddamn time I was watching this movie because I can't, forgive me for I don't know the movie at the moment right now. But you were talking about how, oh my God, it was when we were talking about Planet of the Apes. And you were like, yes. I'm so sick and tired of these movies getting to where there's this general point. It's like, okay, we don't need to see how you got to that goddamn point. It's like, yes, like, we know they built society. We don't need to see how it happened. Yeah. And that was kind of how this movie was. I was like, man, this is a movie about getting to some shit that we didn't really care about. I was like, It was
like at
just getting to
all.
some shit. It was like getting to the start of the original of the first one.
This
That's
is
all
like
it
a
was.
side. It's a side quest in like the world that is Mad Max. Like
It
you don't
was.
need to see this shit. It's like
It
who
was.
cares?
A lot of it was, and like I actually thought it was like a prequel when I was watching it
That's what I
at
thought
first,
too,
and
dude.
then it like switched up on me. I was like, oh, okay, so this is okay. So it was, again, I'm not gonna I'm gonna tell you, it was still cool. All
Yeah,
the cool. There
the
was still some
visuals
cool
was it
stuff.
was cool. Yeah,
Long, I thought it was kind of I don't even think the runtime of it's very long at all, but this was one of those movies though when I was watching it, I was like, shit needs to wrap up soon.
I
Because
mean like halfway through the film.
yeah, there was but again it was just like, hey, you remember that chick that had the one arm in the first one? Don't you guys want to know how she got that one arm? It's like, yeah, this is the story of that.
Yeah, great.
So
And then, but
that's
the
what it
whole film,
was.
man, was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lay too much into it because it doesn't really deserve it. But dude, it was so boring. And it's like, this is Mad Max. Isn't it supposed to be like crazy shit happening? This was a very story-filled one, but it's also kind of just based off of like, yeah, I don't really care. Whatever. This is like, you know what this is? This is the Han solo story within Star Wars. Okay, it's
Yeah, that's
like
what we thought. Yeah.
we don't need a Han Solo movie. We got one, and we're like, okay. I rather, and you know how they always say like Rogue One, it's a Star Wars story. Now we're getting a
Yeah.
Mad Max story. We don't need any more of that. Just continue on with the last movie you did. You know what I mean? It could have been cool. Like this is still cool. The visuals was tight.
Real religious complex in it too. Real
Yeah,
religious,
that was
like
weird, huh? That was weird.
which it was weird. It was kind of like when I talked about Dune because I had never seen Dune and I recently saw Dune and I was like, the first I like them. I like all of them actually, but the remake has like a real religious-y element to it. Like there's like Prometheus status, like real weird.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'm going to give this one because I thought the original one I didn't really care for it too much. I think I gave it a 7. I'm going to give this
Yeah.
one a 6.
Okay. You're
Definitely
getting
a 6.
better.
I
You're getting better. You really did not like Mad Max, dude.
It was okay, but you guys, like I said, everyone's all like, dude, the guy playing guitar on the fucking bike and it's like, okay, I guess, I need to readjust what I think is cool. So, okay, well,
Yeah,
I
I
did
think
that.
yeah, this is like it's like a 7. Yeah, 7 is maybe a 7.5 if you really really like Mad Max. It's all right. I don't think I'll see it again
So,
though.
no. So this next article was one I've been really wanting to talk about because this one really kind of worked me up a little bit in a lot of ways. And I'm sharing this with everybody right now because this one I shared this with you guys last week. And I had
Yeah.
a lot of thoughts on it. So
Mm-hmm.
Francis Ford Coppola says that Megalopolis isn't woke. He features actors in it who were canceled, and particularly Shiloh Buff and John Voight. Is that how you say his name? John Voight, or is it
John
John
Voight.
Voight.
or Voight? John Voight. And I just want to say too, when you click on John Voight's name in this article, it pops up a couple things. Because he says that John Voight, he has conservative views. Because it's controversial. You click on this link and it goes to an article that says John Voight claims daughter Angelina Jolie has been influenced by anti-Semitic people over Israel Hamas stance. So it's like this dude can't even like keep his foot out of the news cycle, I guess, at all. And let's be honest, the guy's creepy. I remember him from Anaconda, man, and I feel like Anaconda, as sad as that's really him.
Anaconda. His horrible South African accent.
his role in Anaconda is really how he is in real life. Little babies.
Them babies.
Well, how do we get them off the boat?
Come on, babies. Come on. Thank you, Mama. Come on.
But anyway,
Crazy.
and then of course he has Shia LaBeouf, who's of course accused of abuse with his former girlfriend singer Twigs of relentless abuse. But I also want to say who's a fucking maniac to work with.
Yeah.
Because has reports of drinking heavily on set. He punched Brad Pitt apparently. Just basically. Shia LaBeouf's considered like I guess a very hard to work with eccentric person, so to say. But that didn't stop Francis Ford Coppola from casting him in this movie Megalopolis, which is apparently a retelling of Caesar in modern time, which sounds interesting. But of course, he had to point out that this movie's not going to be woke. But you know what, guys, that that really kind of bothered me, because we've talked about this a lot, that movies have always kind of, in the sense, been woke. In a sense, you had all the laws back then that said movies couldn't, they always had to do where the good guys would prevail, cops would always, have to win. And then for a while that was gone there, but they've always stuck to this script of that it has to be this way. I had a big problem when I heard that, because I'm like thinking to myself, for Francis Ford Coppola, who's such a legend at movies and stuff like that, it's like, why are you saying this kind of shit? Because it's like you're almost like discrediting your film in a way, or you're trying to reach a new perspective audience that doesn't fucking care about you anyway, and that they'll always think you're like a Hollywood elite and everything like that. It really got to me, because I wouldn't cast oh god, help me out, guys, the guy from Cable I love, I wouldn't cast Kevin Spacey because I didn't want my movie to be woke. I cast him because he's a good actor. Regardless of what you think of his controversies, the film should speak for itself, along with his performance. Now, we've talked about this, that you don't have to like the person. You can still enjoy the films, but if you don't like the person in general, then that's okay too. But I just feel like this is such a stupid fucking thing to do. And it's not even so much like angry and it's just stupid. It's like, what are you trying to say? It's like, no one, I don't care about that. Even if like you told me it was like, anybody else, I still wouldn't give a shit about their views. But I don't know. I want to get your guys' take on this. I just feel like it's so dumb.
I have
to put this on a film.
I have exactly what our co-host Luke had to say off air. I had a perfect quote for it. He was like, "It's just like an old man screaming at clouds." The dude's got his own wine business, making another movie, and now he's just doing this. And I don't get it.
No one gives a shit who sees your movies. It's like, I'm going to see Francis Ford Coppola movie because of who he is, not because he's not a woke kind of guy. When I go see Francis Ford Coppola, I'm not getting the liberal left in the ass.
Yeah,
right. I don't know, man.
Luke, what do you?
Yeah,
go ahead. Steve, sorry.
My first thought is, does Ford Coppola, does Coppola think that being canceled is entirely across the board? Like, do you think that that someone who perhaps is getting less work because of their conservative views is the same thing as people not wanting to work because they are actually abusive? Like, do you think it is? What planet do you think on that not having an abuser on your set is woke? It's again, I think it's just a stupid buzzword, and Coppola. Like, we didn't even get to the fact that there was that trailer that they came out with, that they took down, that that was trying to sort of get ahead of the bad reviews that Megalopolis had been getting, because it got a very mixed reaction at Cannes when it came out. And so the reviews are kind of all over the place just because of the time, and that makes sense. But like, they came out with that trailer that had these quotes of like his older movies that also got bad reviews, to kind of say that like, critics have not liked Coppola before, but time has proven them correct. Time has proven them wrong. And all of the quotes were wrong because they probably pulled them from AI. I just think that all he is saying is just a buzzword. I think he's like, we don't want to be woke. We didn't,
I just think it's so
which
stupid.
I think is a meaningless term, and I don't think there's anything, and I don't think he has genuinely said anything to suggest that like he understands that either way, because because John Voight hasn't been in a lot of films that are conservative, but he's been in movies. He was in the National Treasure series too. And Shia LaBeouf didn't get work because he's a fucking maniac. It's not woke to say that Shia LaBeouf is a maniac and you don't want him in your movies. I mean, this also speaks to another point that doesn't get talked about a lot. That like Coppola does this before. he sort of bankrolled and supported Victor Salva after he got out of jail. If you guys know, Victor Salva, the director of Powder, the director of Jeepers Creepers, also a convicted child molester.
Mm-hmm.
And Coppola got his career back after he went to jail for child molestation. Coppola was like, you know what? Let's give this guy another chance.
But
he did not have to do that. Like, he stuck his nose out to do it.
Why would you why would you go out on a limb for that guy? Like, I don't. It's one thing to be like, well, we made the movie with him. This came out. We just got to go through with the movie, because we believe in the product. It's like after the fact, you don't have to talk to this guy ever again. I
want to harm back to real quick. The people though who are going to look at this in the perspective of being like, oh, Francis Ford Coppola is doing something. He's fighting wokeism, because we got a lot of shit for that from talking about Jerry Seinfeld about that.
Yeah.
But, I keep talking about this, and I want to talk about it again real quick. The Hays Code, which was, created, and a lot of people don't know this. The Hays Code, for all those people who like harping back to the time of the 1930s and 50s when they were like, movies weren't woke then, movies could do whatever they want. Bullshit, because this code, the Hays Code, said that movies had to depict things such as basically the bad guys being punished or any kind of anti-hero being punished. The cops always had to look good. There always had to be a happy ending. So anybody who's going to harpen back on that argument saying Francis Ford Coppola is going somewhere, you're just entirely fucking wrong. I just wanted to just point that out. Sorry.
Right. No, but that's true, because Francis Ford Coppola is like, come on, the man's 83 years old. He was born in the 30s. He's old Hollywood, right? Considered. Yeah. So like this guy he doesn't give a shit about like your past. You really think he's looking at that guy like, molestation charges? Oh, fuck it. Bring him back. He's a talent. They think like that. And you're just not going to crack this dude who, again, he's like one of these guys as well. He makes great movies. He's made great movies, but one of his biggest stinkers, obviously The Godfather 3, he came back as he's like, I just, I need money. So why not make it? Put my daughter in it. He's like one of those guys.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. This one just kind of got me worked up, because I was just like, why would you do that? It's like I'm gonna cast all my actors to be anti-woke. It's anti-woke. Like so more people are gonna come fucking see it. It's like what?
I think like Jerry Seinfeld and like other actors, I think Terry Gilliam had a similar sentiment. It doesn't. What it really comes off is that all they have sort of hovered around is the idea of woke being change. That's really like
right. That's all it is.
Changes in modern filmmaking, the changes in perception, changes in taste and in sensibilities from when they were in their heyday, the 90s, 70s, etc., to now. Things change. That's Now obviously it's one thing to dislike certain changes and whatnot, but just to be sort of having a blanket hatred of all change is it stinks of irrelevancy, frankly. So again, I think he is just trying to whip up attention for clicks, for views, because again, I don't think Megalopolis is going to do very well. I'm going to see it. I'm excited to see it.
I'm going to see it.
I'm saying
it's probably going to be great. Like, I don't think it's actually. I'll be honest. I don't think it's going to be great. I think Coppola has.
They say it'd be the greatest thing in the world.
Like, what was the last actually good film of Coppola? Like, his last couple films was like Godfather 3, and then also the Dracula that had Keanu Reeves and Jack. And then he stopped.
Jack, oh my God.
That's actually.
Yeah. I don't know if Coppola has it. And especially this, which, was, he did it all himself, financed it all himself. He didn't have any outside interference, which always suggests that, he had nobody to tell him no. So what kind of film do you think? I think, if nothing else, it will be the film he made, which is important. So it doesn't spell confidence for me, but we'll see.
Yeah, but you're right. That was a key factor right there, Luke,
Yeah.
that you said. Like, it's gonna be a film that he makes. You know, it's like a him film.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, hats
If-
off to him for doing it. But
Yeah.
man,
If it's
It's funny
if
because
nothing
I
else, we are
can't
getting the
see.
film.
Oh, okay. Twix. It looks like was the last movie he did.
I don't know what.
Oh no,
Twix-
sorry. Yeah, he had the Godfather one. He did that
Yeah.
was Death of Michael, and then Twix.
Oh.
The
Yeah, Death of
Yeah.
because,
yeah,
he came
Yeah,
out with the
yeah.
director's cut of Godfather
he
3.
did.
And as
Yeah,
far as I
he
know,
did.
and from all
Chiro.
accounts of all the critics who
Taquito.
saw it, they said it didn't change anything. It doesn't, it was his.
You're talking
it was
about the guy
his-
who did fucking Supernova, bro. How dare you say
It was
that?
his. It was his Snyder cut. If functionally,
We gotta
Oh,
get the
you know,
Coppola cut.
Huh?
the Coppola
We gotta get the
Coppola
Coppola cut.
But I listen. If there's a
Damn,
Snyder
dude.
cut of Megalopolis, then I'll watch that. I think.
Slow mo.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I don't know. It's like because the whole time I'm gonna be watching, I'm not gonna be thinking, man, I really hate John Voight because of his whole conservative views.
Right. I'm just gonna be like, there's John Voight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, everybody. So that's been this installment of the Real Sharks podcast. I'm your host Rob with his co-host Luke and Steve.
Yep.
Saying we will catch you on the flip side from 20,000 Leagues in the Sea. Make sure you catch us live on YouTube and Pod Nation TV and wherever podcasts are broadcast. So listen, like, and subscribe, please, and thank you, and have a good night.